Begging your pardon, Mrs. Molloy.
Gentlemen, what are you doing?
No time to explain. Please help us.
Come out of there this minute.
We're as innocent as can be, Mrs. Molloy, I promise.
Well, really, Mr. Hackle, Mr. Tucker, I demand you both get out of there this minute or I'll be forced to. Mr. Vandergelder.
Mrs. Molloy. You didn't happen to see Mrs. Levi, have you? She was supposed to meet me on that bench outside of your shop 30 minutes ago, and when I make an appointment, I like people to be on time. Here, a gift for you. Chocolate-covered peanuts, unshelled. That's the expensive kind. Did I just see you talking to two men?
Men? Men, Mr. Vandergelder? What would two men be doing in a lady's hat shop? Well now, let's go back into my workroom. I'm so anxious for you to see it.
I saw it last week.
So you did. Well, Mr. Vandergelder, what's new in the hay and feed business? I hear you have 3 friends, all hard as nails.
What on earth are you talking about?
Yonkers. I hear it's a beautiful city.
And who's been telling you about Yonkers, may I ask?
Nobody. A friend.
What friend?
Well, you see, he's a customer, Mr. Vandergelder. Someone quite well-to-do, as a matter of fact. He was in here buying hats for ladies. You might even know him. Although it's usually silly to ask in cases like that, isn't it? It's, Mr. Cornelius Hackle?
Did you say Hackle?
Why, yes.
Oh, he just so happens to be my head clerk is all. Mrs. Molloy, I demand an explanation for this.
And I'm gonna give it to you. Why shouldn't she know Cornelius Hackle? Why, everybody in New York knows Cornelius Hackle. He's in the Opera House and all the fashionable homes. Why, he's even at the Harmonia Gardens restaurant 3 times a week.
That's impossible. He only has $146 and 30-something cents, and it's stored in my safe.
Oh, you're killing me, Mr. Vandergelder. He's one of the Hackles. They built the canal.
Which one?
The Panama. Both.
It ain't the same man.
Ain't the same man. Who took the horses off of Jenny Lynn's carriage and pulled it through the streets? Cornelius Hackle. And who, may I ask you, dressed up as a waiter at the 5th Avenue Hotel and dropped an oyster down Mrs. Astor's? Oh, I can't say that, but it was Cornelius Hackle. He's the playboy of New York. Now, don't be shy, Irene. I can tell you were taken with him just like everybody else here. Dolly, what are you saying? I've only met this man once and excuse me. Of course. Minnie, hold your tongue. There's a man in there.
What? If there's a man in that closet...
No, you can't. It's too dangerous.
No man that hides in a woman's closet is too dangerous for me, Mrs. Levi. Now stand aside.
No man indeed, Mr. Vandergelder. Why, I'm sure you'd make short work of any man. Those muscles. I can see them now, rippling back and forth under your coat. Ripple, 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 back and forth. Ripple, ripple.
For the last time, Mrs. Levi, will you stand aside?
Stand indeed, Mr. Vandergelder. That's what the courts will want to know when you're accused of entering that closet without a search warrant. I mean, what do you stand for if you don't stand for the law of this great land? I know what I stand for.